one on relating fractions, decimals, and percents. So what we're going to be doing is changing fractions into decimals and fractions into percents and all those different things. So you can have a fraction. Let's try that again. Okay, you can have a fraction, a decimal, and a percent all equal the same thing, just be written in 3 different formats. So let's go ahead and start with one right now. We're going to go ahead and start comparing. So if I had 3/4 being compared to 70%. Okay, well, like I said in class, percents are usually the easiest ways to convert, and it's easier for kids to see which one's bigger and such. So let's go ahead and change this 3/4. So we're going to set it equal to x over 100. Whenever you need to change a fraction into a percent, set it equal to x over 100. This here is an always, okay? And now I'm going to cross multiply, so I get 4x. Cross multiply here, I get 300. Now I want my variable by itself, which means I'm going to divide by 4, and what I do to one side, I do to the other. My 4's cancel. And remember, top number goes inside the box. All right, now we're going to solve this out. 4 goes into 30 7 times, which gives me 28. And that's going to give me 2 and bring down the 0. And 4 goes into 20 75 times. So now you're comparing 75% to 70%. 75 is larger. Okay, let's try another one. Now let's try doing a least to greatest. So let's say I have -6%. I didn't write the whole thing there. -6%. 0.6. 66 1/3%. And then 3/6. All right, so I need to put these in order from least to greatest, okay? So how we're going to do that is keep the percentage ones, but I am going to change this to 66.3%, because 1/3, if you did top number inside the box, you would get 0.333 and it goes on forever. You just need the 1. And I'm also going to keep -6%. Those are my 2%. So the only ones I'm changing are 0.6 and 3/6. Well, if you remember, if you have a decimal and you move to a percent, you go to the right. If you have a percent and you're trying to find the decimal, you move to the left. And remember, these are 2 spots each time. So I have a decimal and I want a percent, so I'm going to go to the right. 1, 2. So I get 60%. All right, now the fraction one, again, like we did on the last example, set it equal to x over 100. Now we're going to cross multiply. So I get 6x, cross multiply here, equals 300. Divide by 6. What you do to one side, you do to the other. The x's cancel. So now top number goes inside the box. 6 goes into 30 5 times. Now you can't just end it there. Remember, this is 300. So you have 30 and bring down the 0. 6 goes into 0 50 times. So this one here is equal to 50%. All right, now I'm just going to erase my work real fast so I have some room to write this out. Remember, we're going from teeny weeny to super big. So my smallest one up here is obviously going to be the -6%. Okay, next one up here, we have 60, 66, 50. Oh, here we go, 50%. And then our next one, obviously 60%. And then finally, my largest is 66.3%. Now, when you go to write this answer for your homework or for classwork, you cannot leave it like this, because this is our converted version just to help us put them in order. We have to go back to the originals, which are right here, the way the book gave it to us, and put them in order. So negative 6% was negative 6%. So we keep that one the same. And remember, if it came with a percent sign, you keep the percent sign. 50% was originally 3 over 6. 60% was originally 0.6. And 66.3 was originally 66 1/3%. So now your final answer is right there. That's your final answer. All right, let's see if we can do a couple from the homework. Okay, if I gave you, let's see, if I gave you 64% and I wanted you to find the fraction, which is going to be the F. So we take 64, and I need to make it a fraction. My largest denominator I can have when doing percents is 100. Okay, so it always gets put over 100. Then I reduce. 64 over 100 reduces to 16 over 25. Okay, let's try one in the other direction. If I gave you one with the fraction, let's just try one that's even abnormal, and I want the percent. Okay, just like we did in the last couple examples, you set it equal to x over 100. Okay, we're going to cross multiply, which is going to give me 20x equals 2,500. Divide by 20. Divide by 20. Okay, now my 20s over here cancel. I can do the 0 rule, cross that one out for that one, so it's actually 2 into 250. If you remember, top number goes inside the box. Okay, that's going to be 1. Bring down the 5. That's going to be 2. And that's going to give me 1. Bring down the 0, and that's going to give me 5. So it equals 125%. All right. Let's try comparing one more. Let's say if I had 58% and I wanted to know, is it greater than, less than, or equal to 0.6? So again, let's keep it in percent form. So this one's going to stay the same because it's already in percent format. And I need to change this one. Remember, if I'm going to percent to decimal, I go to the left. If I'm going decimal to percent, oops, get rid of those, I'm going to the right. So this one I have decimal and I'm going to percent. So I'm going to go right, right. So I get 60%. Now it's very easy to see which one's larger, the 60%. Okay guys, I hope this helped you on your homework. Have a good night.